The Senate Majority Leader is Senator John Thune. Leader, thank you for your time. And I got a number of things to rattle through in the minutes we have, so appreciate your time today.
Thanks, Bill.
Number of questions for Chuck Schumer. All right, this was the hallway, this was the scene, and this is what happened just yesterday.
Is it time to fund the DHS after 4 domestic suspected terror attacks have occurred? Is it time to fully fund it? If the Republicans don't agree to the ICE reforms that you guys want, all of them, what's the next step? How long are you willing to leave DHS unfunded?
Ask the Republicans.
All right, that was his answer, and I return serve to you.
I have no words, Bill. That is a perfect example of what we're dealing with here. I never thought I would see the day when a political party in this country, the Democrat Party, their hatred of President Trump is just so much greater than what they know is in the best interest of the safety and security of the American people. I mean, this department has been shut down now for 35 days. The administration has been trying for all 35 of those days to get the Democrats to the table. You mentioned the meeting that happened yesterday. Finally, the Democrats were shamed into sitting down with Tom Homan and with Republican senators to actually talk about this. But we got to get this solved. And the Democrats, they're just playing politics with it. They seem to be happy with where we're at. One of their leaders the other day said, we're very serene with where things are. Well, I can tell you one thing, the American people aren't serene, and their safety and security is at risk the longer this drags on.
You mentioned Tom Homan. He met with a number of senators, some of them centrist Democrats, moderates. Did he make any progress?
Well, I think he did, and I think he was very, very good in that meeting. I think that I'm hoping at least the reasonable Democrats will realize this is not a sustainable position. We have to get this department opened up, all of the department. These law enforcement agencies need to be funded. Obviously, the Coast Guard needs to be funded. FEMA needs to be funded. Our cyber programs in this country need to be funded. These are all things that are under the jurisdiction of the Department of Homeland Security, and all agencies and functions that are shut down right now because of the Democrats' 35-day shutdown.
Just one more on this. Susan Collins, moderate Republican senator from Maine, she came out of that meeting and said the Democrats keep changing their list of demands. Is that true?
That's true. They keep moving the goalposts. The White House, we work with them, say we need this, we need that. White House works with them, solve this issue, then they move on to something else. We have to see, and we haven't seen it yet, Bill, that they're actually serious. I think right now they think the politics work for them, which is why you've got Schumer and Democrat leaders talking about how serene they are about where things are. Well, I can tell you the people that are sitting in lines at the airports right now because of the TSA shutdown are not very serene about it. This needs to be fixed, and they need to come to the table, work with the administration, and get a solution.
We are looking at Houston, Texas right now, that airport down there. You see these lines in Atlanta. I mean, it is just no fun, and to the traveling public, it must be an enormous frustration. Let's talk about the Save America Act. Mike Lee was on the floor of the Senate, and this is being debated right now. Just go to his comments right now. He was asking the question about who benefits if you don't have to show ID.
Who benefits from that? Could that be the real reason? There's got to be a real reason, or maybe it's a category of real reasons. Because it sure as hell isn't about federalism. And it sure as hell isn't about racism or misogyny or Jim Crow or any of these bullcrap arguments, Mr. President. I hate to say that word in this chamber, but it's true.
I don't know in the end if you get this done, but will you keep the Senate in Washington until it's decided?
We're in through this weekend. There will be a vote on this bill. We will find out where everybody stands. Democrats will be held accountable for their position. But this is such a common sense issue for the American people. I mean, you have to show a photo ID to get into a library in this country. And here we are, one of the most important sacred rights in our American system is the right to vote. And we're saying, the Democrats are saying, we don't care. I mean, we honestly don't care. They're willing to let non-citizens vote in our elections. It's a very straightforward issue. Show an ID, photo ID when you vote. Be a citizen to register to vote. That's the issue at stake here, and the Democrats are currently blocking it. Again, not a defensible position. The American people believe that this policy ought to be in place, 80%, and a huge majority of Democrats as well. I don't know how they can continue to defend this, but they are. They're trying.
You need an ID to shovel snow in New York, as we've noted in this program many times. That is nuts. Fortunately, the snow has melted. On the filibuster, Ron Johnson says nuke it. All right, here he says, move to end the filibuster now before Democrats do. The current divide in the Republican conference is between those who believe Democrats will end the filibuster as soon as they have the chance and those who hope, against all hope, that Democrats will preserve it. I don't sense you're going to make a move on this. Am I right?
Well, look, I don't disagree that there is a possibility if the Democrats ever get the House, the Senate, and the White House, get unified control of the government, they might try to do that. I don't think we don't know the answer to that. It's a hypothetical. But what I will tell you is there are not the votes to nuke the filibuster in the United States Senate today. And I think, frankly, too, for a lot of reasons, Bill, this it has protected Republicans through the years, conservative principles and priorities, by requiring a supermajority to get things done in the United States Senate. That's the way the founders designed it. You can argue that these are different times, and maybe they are, but the founders decided to divide power in the Article 1 branch of the government between the House and the Senate, and they made the Senate this way for a particular reason, and that is to require a supermajority to get things done, which means that the minority has a voice in our government. So, you know, we're debating the philosophy of that right now, but the practical reality is, and this is what I keep coming back to, is there aren't anywhere close to the votes to nuke the legislative filibuster in the United States Senate today. That's the reality that I have to deal with.
Well, for all the debate, I take it the answer is no toward your colleague Ron Johnson. Fair or
well,
simple?
Ron's passionate about his position, and he's shared it with me many times.
Okay.
So.
Thank you, Senator, for coming on. We'll watch it from here. John Thune.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Bill.
Thank you.